Welcome to the Matty Rocks experience and On the Road with Matty Rocks, on location at Halfway Jam in Royalton, Minnesota, joined with special guests, the entire band of Queensryche. Thanks, guys, for joining me today.
Right on.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
Your first Halfway Jam. Are you guys excited for this opportunity to play Halfway Jam?
Definitely, yeah. It's our first Halfway Jam, but not the last.
Right on. So hopefully we'll see you guys in 2013.
We're going to play the second half next year.
Right on.
Exactly. Yes.
Right on. What can we expect from tonight's show?
Well, first we are looking forward to really playing some exciting Queensryche tunes. We're going to really bring an onslaught of a lot of the past. You know, the fans have been really wanting to hear a lot of songs from the older albums. You know, the ones that are a bit more energetic in substance, and you're going to get, you know, just a good chemistry up there that's really going to give the fans a great show.
Right on. We're looking forward to it. Guys, if you would briefly take Matty Rocks listeners back to the early years of the 80s and give us an insight how the Queensryche project came together. Just really brief.
You know, I think, you know, even to this day, it's about chemistry. You know, our chemistry of wanting to work together started from the early days. We had common interest in music that we liked, that we listened to for our own enjoyment, and, you know, we just realized that we wanted to utilize that and find a chemistry that could work together to make our own music, and we did that by finding each other. And, you know, Michael, Eddie, and I have been around doing this now for, God, it must be 35 years or something, you know, even before the band started,
right.
You know, high school, stuff like that, and knowing about each other in the area that we lived. And, you know, I think that's just carried us through the years. And I think our chemistry right now is now going to unleash itself on the next record that we're finishing and working on right now. We have Todd in the band now singing with us and writing with us, and it's pretty exciting because we're kind of challenging and pushing ourselves to delve deep into our past,
right,
and then make it into the new way that we want to do things. And it's some pretty interesting music coming down the line.
And obviously a great chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of passion. You know, this is what we really enjoy doing. You know, and like Scotty said, you know, 30 years. You know, and we, you know, this is something that, like he said, I mean, it's from the very beginning. You know, we're all on the same page on what we wanted to do, and even to this day, we still have a passion for this.
Right on. How did the name Queensryche come to be?
God, I don't know, Todd?
Parker?
You know, I'll give you the simple answer.
Simple, that's all we want.
We had a song called Queen of the Reich, and we didn't have a name for the band. And hence, one day somebody chimed in, why don't we just, you know, utilize that song? And it just became Queensryche. So.
Very nice.
Yeah, not real glorified, sorry.
It's a great name. I have to ask this because I've always wanted to know, but the symbol for Queensryche, where did it come from and what is it? Because I just want to say, because I want to get some ink, but before I do that, I want to know what that is that I'm putting on me.
We call that the Tri-Reich.
Okay.
And you know, it actually just evolved from the early days. Our first EP, we were slamming together artwork back then, and it just kind of started to surface.
It was actually your brother, I think.
Yeah, I think you're
kind
right.
of along the border of our picture on the back of the EP. That
there was an early
there was
version.
an early,
of it.
you know, the Tri-Reich was just in its infancy. You know.
Yeah, the artist, what was his name?
Wes Griswold
yeah.
was passed on, and Todd Rockenfield kind of developed it and morphed it into the Tri-Reich.
Yeah, and through the years we just kind of kept doing the same thing. You know, just it became our thing. So we took it and kept, you know, evolving it, using it in different aspects. Now it's kind of like the thing. So,
Right on.
yeah.
Now we know.
That's actually the next tattoo I'm getting as well. I think actually when we get home after this, I'm gonna get. I'm not sure if you've seen the latest version. You know, it's actually on that shirt right there, but it's like a Tri-Reich with the skull behind it. But it's kind of weird because looking at the Tri-Reich from the beginning up until now, there's like 30 or 40 different versions of it, you know? It's kind of crazy.
And they're all wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's wrong.
Well, I want the right one because when I get it, it's going on the nape of my neck.
We'll let you know if it's the right one or not after we get it.
Very cool.
That's
It's
really
going
cool,
on the
yeah.
nape of my neck.
Not a tramp stamp?
Right up to here.
That's all right. We can edit that Your guys' first demo, obviously with the Queen of the Reich on it, really kind of started it all, which really took off and had some successes. How exciting was that, and did you ever think that all these years later that you'd be here today?
Well, you know, that we were originally called The Mob, and we started doing these demos, and actually, you know, we went into this studio, and it was like, that was the cool thing to do, was to do original music. And we all had day jobs, and I think we were back in the factory one day, and all of a sudden we heard Queen of the Reich on the radio, and we just freaked out.
That's right.
It was like, and no one would believe that that was us.
Right.
Nobody in our hometown would believe, oh, that's not you guys, that's some band from Europe. No, that's us.
Literally. You know, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first times we've been into a studio to record. You know, it was quite the experience. You know?
Explain what the feeling is like to sign with a major label like EMI when you guys are such a young band. What kind of experience is that? I mean, when you're so young, and here you got this major label you're signing with, and
it's like getting your wrist cut off. No, it's, you know, in a way, you feel really like, all right, this is part of a bigger picture of what we want to do. And obviously, back when we did that, you know, the record companies had the power. You know, there wasn't this internet thing of downloading, so
right.
They had the power of marketing and distribution, you know, way beyond what we could have done with our little 206 records. So that was, you know, it was a step into the big leagues.
Right on. Covering all the Queensryche years, this band has had a lot of successes and accomplishments. What stands out to you guys as one of your biggest successes or accomplishments?
You know, I think we're always striving for the next big success and accomplishment. I think, you know, I mean, everything that we do has kind of carried us to where we are now, and I think we're going to take those experiences and use them to carry us on even further. Gosh,
you know what impresses
accomplishment is standing the test of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Longevity and writing timeless music.
Absolutely.
It
But
still
you know
holds
what
up.
impresses, you know, like my kids and their friends? It's that MTV Moon Man.
Yeah, the Spaceman.
Yes,
MTV
that
Award.
is like
You're right.
the coveted.
Do you pull that out
oh
when
my
your
God,
teenage kids come
you
over
have a Moon Man.
and all their friends? Yeah, they have a lot of respect for us for that.
That's pretty cool.
Right on. Queensryche is responsible for the release of 12 great studio albums. Which album to you guys stands out as the project that you're most proud of, and why?
Wow. I guess I have to have the same answer. You know, they all kind of stand out for different reasons.
Right.
You know, they're like the stupid generic answer.
Well,
they're our children.
Exactly.
And they're all a reason why we got and do what we do. And you know, I suppose we could all sit and cite certain ones that we like or prefer better as our opinions, you know, but I don't know.
Depending
really
on your
don't.
mood.
You know, yeah. I think I'm still trying to find the one I like best. We haven't done it yet, so maybe this
I
will be
think
the
it's,
next
for
one.
me, it's like maybe the first 7.
Matty Rocks is Rage Forwarder.
Yeah, the early days of that stuff.
Big Rage Forwarder fan.
Really is going to be a lot of fun. That's why we're focusing on that in the show tonight.
I'll let these guys know one of these days.
With all the touring throughout the years and the bands you've played with, who stands out as one of the most memorable bands that you've had the opportunity to take the stage with?
Wow.
I would say all of them. Every band that we've toured with, you know, just the opportunity to go out and perform in front of their crowd. You know, it's exposure, you know, for us. But you know what? AC/DC, Kiss,
I think Ronnie James Dio.
Made
a big impact
Iron
on
Maiden,
us.
Judas Priest, Twisted Sister. You know, we've been very fortunate to.
We've been really fortunate to be surrounded by some of the greatest, you know, people in the industry, and some of the most interesting in terms of the style of music that we do and they do. I mean, touring with bands like Bon Jovi
Right.
that we've done, and bands like Def Leppard, you know,
Metallica.
bands like Metallica, and then, you know, bands more in our genre like Priest and Maiden and all that stuff. And you know, it's been good.
We wanted to go out and, as we've been stating before, we wanted to play some of the older material, and we hadn't had that opportunity in a long time. And we put together a group of guys with Todd Latore, our new powerhouse vocalist, and really he came with 10 days of rehearsal and learned, what, like 15 songs or something, and we pulled it off as just kind of a breaking the ground, see what happens, see how we feel on stage, that kind of thing, if there's a chemistry. And what turned out to be just like a free show turned out to 2 sold-out nights at the Hard Rock Cafe in Seattle.
Very nice.
And from there, it just kind of spawned something really intense, and it was almost spawned by the fans. They immediately started calling us the new Queensryche.
Great story. The newest member of the band, singer Todd LaTorre, lead singer of Crimson Glory. Describe the feeling to be playing with such a talented group of musicians.
It's an amazing experience, you know. Queensryche's been my favorite band since I was 14 years old, and so, you know, I'm a drummer also, and Scott is one of my largest influences as a drummer. So to be able to play with these guys and really become friends, you know, put the music aside, we've all developed a great chemistry. You know, each of them are unique in their own way, and we all get along so well. I mean, everybody's laid back, there's no egos. It's just, it feels like family. And, you know, they're regarded as one of the founding pioneering bands of the progressive metal genre. And so, you know, to play these songs that I've loved my whole life with them, you know, sometimes I wish they could see what it feels like for me. You know, this is their original music, they've played it forever. But for me, it's a very interesting perspective, and it's an amazing experience. And things are getting better every day. We're writing new material, and because I'm a musician, I'm a drummer. I play guitar, and I sing. You know, I think that for the first time, I'm introducing a dynamic that they haven't had as a songwriter, where I can actually compose my own music, write the guitar parts, write the drum parts. Parker and I work on guitar parts together, and my drumming background and influence, I'm able to, Scott and I have fun at rehearsal, just joking around with different ideas, and I think that allows me and gives me an edge over, you know, the typical singer or lyricist, because having those percussive elements as a drummer, I think gives me a different palette to work with vocal phrasing, some of those elements as well. Plus, I played on stages, you know, since I was 14 or 15 as a drummer, so the stage feels very comfortable to me. My drums were my blanket, but it didn't take long playing with Crimson Glory. You know, I've got to play to 20-30,000 people, and you know, it's a humbling experience. But I think that this was meant to happen. This was meant to happen, you know. And I'm not 20 years old, you know, so I have the maturity and the experience to really handle this appropriately, I think.
Very nice.
Amen.
There you go. What has the Queensryche fan reaction been to the new change in vocals?
Well, it's been really great. It's a fun experiment. Really went viral, and the fan response has been crazy. And now, you know, with basically our first show tonight here at the Halfway Jam as Queensryche with Todd in the lineup with us, has been I mean, we have to turn off our computers and our email and Facebook and all that. It's gotten crazy. The fan response has been huge. It's been real exciting. I think half the audience, we probably know them. They're all going to be here tonight, and you know, just the future is really bright. It's looking really good.
Right on. Well, let's talk about the future of the group, and what does the future hold for you guys? More touring, new CD?
All the above.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, we have new shows that are in the works right now. You know, once those are completely confirmed, you know, those will be posted on the new. We have a new website right now. It's www.queensrycheofficial.com. We've got new merchandise that's available and coming out. You know, we're writing new material now, so we're excited to have the new shows, continuing to play the fan favorites, you know, that the old classic songs that we all love, and introducing new material as well that I think will be pretty dynamic. And you know, everyone is an integral writer on this record.
Yeah, it's a great thing because we have, like Todd was saying, shows coming down the line all through the rest of the year, and then a whole big deal we're looking at for 2013 for a full-on tour. And we signed a new deal with Todd now singing with us. We signed a new deal with Frontline AGPS Management, which is tied with Live Nation. We have new booking agents. I mean, it's it's a kind of a big, huge new resurgence thing going on with all business and everything surrounding us. So. Big stuff going on, a lot of stuff down the line. We're just ready to get out and work.
Right on. We're looking really forward to this. If you guys had a message that you wanted to relay to all your fans out there across the United States and around the world who are going to potentially hear this interview, what would you guys like to say to them?
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for supporting Queensryche, and thank you for being fans for so many years and just really giving us a reason to keep doing what we do.
Totally. Yep.
Very nice. Thank you to all of you for taking the time to sit down with me today out of your busy travels.
Thank you.
And it was truly an honor to sit down with you guys.
Right on.
And you've heard it here, Matty Rocks listeners, on the road with Matty Rocks, members of Queensryche at Halfway Jam 2012. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us. Matty Rocks out.
That's a wrap.
Come on.